In this video, we're going to go over what you will need to play Robot Function Fighters. First of all, for each player, maybe you want to give them a copy of the rules document to refer to, or one per table. Each player will need their own deck of 21 cards from the base deck. Each player will also need their own mat. If you have enough dice that each player could have their own set, you could do that. Otherwise, the table can share. What you'll need is a D4, a D6, a D8, and a D10. Eventually, maybe a D12. Lastly, you'll need some victory tokens, maybe 10 to 15. This is too many. You would never need this many. That's a way for them to keep score. So anything, pennies, buttons, anything you have on hand will work. To get ready to play the game, each player will take their deck of cards and shuffle them, and then place them on their mats where it says draw pile. If each player has their own set of dice, they would keep that handy. Otherwise, they kind of go in the middle of the table. Victory tokens go in the middle of the table. So each player has their own station here to build. So you can see that. This is set up for a 4-player game. Let's go over the different types of cards in the deck and how you build a robot. So first, there are 7 robot cards, and you can tell that they're robot cards because they have the robots on them. Up in the corner, it tells you their initial fighting power. So initially, this one, these 3, would roll a d4 to figure out their fighting power. There are 3 with the 4s, 2 6s, an 8, and a 10. Okay, what you can do then is give your robot some enhancements, and there are 7 different enhancements in the base deck. They could have laser vision, fire breath, speed, magic, karate, annoying poke, and jump. So, to build a robot, and there's 2 of each one in the deck, so 2 jumps, 2 annoying pokes, all that. So to build a robot, you decide which robot you'll build, and you can use any of these. So let's say I have the 6 in my hand, so I'm going to use this one with the 6, and then I give it 2 enhancements. So let's say I give it magic and laser vision. So the order does matter. Okay, so if you build your robot like this, where it has magic as its first enhancement and then laser vision as its second, that's different than this. And in the game, once you make it, you have to keep it that way. You can't switch it. Alright, now to figure out its fighting power, this number up here tells you which die you're going to use. So I'm going to use a 6-sided die and roll it. And I rolled a 2. So to figure out its fighting power, first I put the 2 in here. So 2 times 2 plus 1 is 5. Then the answer to that one I put in here. 5 plus 5 is 10. So this robot is fighting with a power of 10. To play the game, there are a few phases. The first phase is getting cards into your hand. So phase 1, you want to draw until you have 5 cards in your hand. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if you are lucky enough, I guess, to have all of the same type of card in your hand, you can see my hand is just full of enhancements. Or if you have 5 robot bases, you have the choice that you can put them all on the bottom of your deck and draw 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I have a good mix. But you don't have to exchange them, because the next phase is where you start building. So we have 9 spots here to build 3 robots. Now you can go ahead and build a complete robot if you like. And there we go. There's a completed robot. Or you could start and have 3 different ones going. So maybe I want that there, and that there, and that there. So you can see I don't have a complete one. But that's the second phase. All right? So let's go ahead and actually make one. I'll take this away. So then you'll have 2 cards left in your hand, and we'll wait till next round to get those going. So draw till you have 5 cards in your hand. Put 3 in the building area. The next phase is the battle phase. So anybody who's playing who has a completed robot will put it out in the arena. And that's just the middle of the table. Okay? And you want everyone to do that at the same time. You don't want them looking and being like, oh, he has a powerful one out. I'll just put out a really weak one. You want everyone to put their robots in the arena at the same time. Then they roll to figure out their fighting power. And let's see here. I got 17. So let's say I won that round. 17, that means I got higher than everybody here. Actually, let's say we tied. So the person across from me and I, we had the same score. So we would just roll again to see who would get higher. So I rolled a 2, 4, 8, 9. My fighting power is 9. Now, if you win, you take your robot and you put it in the recharge station. If you lose, this robot is dead and he goes to the junkyard. Then we start all over again. Let's suppose I win. He goes to recharge. So the phases start over again. Draw until I have 5 in my hand. 3, 4, 5. Well, I didn't shuffle too well. You can see that. I have a lot of robots here. So I'm just going to start building 3 different ones. Now, anybody who has a finished one, it goes out in the arena. Actually, I'm going to change my mind here and do this. Anybody who has a finished one, it goes out in the arena. I don't have any finished ones, so that means I can't win, but I also don't lose. And then once that's over, any robots in the recharge station only stay there for 1 round. So he would come back here, and then I could use him again. The end of the game, let's talk about that. So we have a lot of robots in our junkyard. And I'm down to, well, let me finagle this a little bit. All right, we're down to this guy. He goes in, he loses. I'm out. There still may be, excuse me. There still may be more players who can battle, and they will keep going until the end. At the end, if for some reason, oh, I forgot to mention, every time you win, you better take a victory token. So let's say at the end I have 5 victory tokens and someone else has 5 victory tokens and we're tied to win. The tiebreaker is here in our junkyard. You go to the bottom, oops, you find the first robot that you put in the junkyard and you battle that. And then whoever wins that battle is